What is going on? VitalSyntax here, and this is going to be my first impression type of video for Diablo 3. Now, this isn't a comprehensive review or anything like that. This is kind of just my opinions on the game so far after first getting my hands on it. So, this is my first Diablo game. I didn't play Diablo 1 or 2, although I know those games are very highly regarded, and especially Diablo 2 is a lot of people's favorite game of all time, so it's very, very highly regarded. And when Diablo 3 was being talked about and released, I was super excited for it. I watched all the trailers, kept up on the release news, played the betas when they were available, and when the game came out, I picked it up and started playing it. I've played through, I haven't beaten the game yet, but I've started about 3 different characters. I've been playing with the Demon Hunter, which is some gameplay you're watching here. Played with the Barbarian and also the Wizard, and there's also a Monk class and a Witch Doctor class, and I don't know if they're going to add more classes in the future, but I think that they did a good job with the class selections because they're all very, very unique. There's no one that's similar in any way really, and they're all not only unique but feel very well thought out, and what I mean by that is they have a whole plethora of special moves. There's also runes that you can apply to those special skills that change them and alter them in slight ways, and there's tons of different weapons that apply to each different class. So for example, if you're a barbarian, you might want to go with a two-handed sword, whereas if you're playing as the wizard, you're going to be using like a staff or a wand, and if you're playing as something like the demon hunter, you're going to be using bows or like crossbows and things like that. So it's very unique for each character you play, and it kind of gives the game a lot more replay value because the game isn't super long. I've heard people actually beating it in under 3 hours, I think is the record right now. But that's obviously a speed playthrough, so they're just running through the game as fast as they possibly can. I think on average, most people are beating this game between 15 and 20 hours of a normal playthrough, maybe even more. I haven't beat it once again, so that's just kind of my guess and estimate. But having each class being very different and very unique allows you to replay the game. You can also turn the difficulty up, which is cool. And another thing they added is randomly generated maps. Now, they're not 100% randomly generated. They are based off of an algorithm that figures out how to relocate certain things to different areas. So when you go exploring throughout the game, whether it's your first playthrough or it's your 6th playthrough, or even you're playing with a friend, it's always going to be different. You're always going to encounter new areas that look slightly different or slightly altered. Maybe one path goes this way, another path goes that way. So I think that's really cool. It's kind of similar to Minecraft in that sense, I guess, the randomly generated maps, but also a lot different just because of the way the game is structured and stuff. The top-down view, I think, of the graphics is also pretty unique. I've never seen a game like this. I don't know if there are other games like that, but it kind of reminds me of a real-time strategy game, something like StarCraft or something like that. Which I'm not a huge fan of those games, but I just thought the graphic and the art style was really, really well done. It's not the most demanding game graphically, as you can see, but it still does look really, really good. You'll probably be able to run this on pretty low-end systems, and I think Blizzard's trying to make the game available to basically everybody that has any type of PC, even if it's a low-end PC or a laptop or something like that. Also, the cutscenes, they did a really, really, really good job. I'm not going to show any of the cutscenes in this video, but there's a lot of cutscenes throughout the game, and they're all dependent. Which one you watch is dependent on which type of character you're playing, so you're going to get different cutscenes every different character you're playing as, whether that's the Witch Doctor or the Monk or whatever. And they're really, really cool. They're very well done. They have good narration. They have really cool graphics. It's kind of like this brushed black and gray and tan looking cutscene. It's hard to explain almost, but it's kind of like a painting, and they just kind of do like a flipbook type of thing where I don't know, just really, really cool, really intriguing, and it makes the story a lot more rich and solid because you have cool narration and cool graphics to go along with it. Now, the storyline, although I haven't completed it, isn't the best part of this game. It's not like you want to go out and buy this game just for the story. Like a game like Alan Wake, that's a really, really good example of a really good story-driven game. But I think this game, more than anything, is driven by 2 things. It's playing with your friends, because this has a co-op type of style gameplay, and the loot. also the bosses. I guess there's 3 of them. So first, talking about playing with your friends. You can play up to 3 of your friends, so a party of 4 people, or you can play by yourself. It doesn't matter if you can play with 1 person, 2 people, anywhere between yourself and up to 4 people altogether. And as you add more people to your party, the enemies do get harder, so it scales really nicely in that sense, and I think they did a good job with that. I know they were doing a lot of tweaking in the beta, trying to make it difficult, but not impossible, or not too difficult. And then also keep in mind, you have a lot of difficulty options. Once you beat the game, you can turn the difficulty up. Once you beat the game again, you can keep turning it up and up and up, till you get to like the impossible nightmare, or whatever mode they call it, that I don't think I would ever play because it'd be way too frustrating for me. And I'm just not that good. So that's the co-op gameplay, and I really like that. I think co-op games are the funnest games for me to play, even more fun than the online multiplayer games or like the MMO games where you have tons and tons of people, and definitely more than the single player games. I just love playing with like 3 or 4 of my friends. Maybe 6 would be nice, but something like Borderlands, that's a perfect example. And oh my god, I'm so excited for Borderlands 2, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. But it has that same Borderlands type of co-op gameplay. So the second thing is the loot. There is so much loot in this game. Once again, kind of like Borderlands. You're going to find a new weapon, a new piece of armor, like every couple minutes. And there's so much variety. There's things like gloves, boots, pants, armor, helmets, elbow pads, necklaces, rings, one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, bows, staves, wands. There's just so much stuff that you can put onto your character, whether that's armor that's going to increase your defense, and weapons that are going to increase your attack. And there's also like magical weapons, and there's also a rarity type of system where some weapons are more rare, and they have color coordinated systems that'll show you which weapons are super rare. So they did a really good job with the loot, and that's one of the things that makes you want to play this game over and over and just keep playing it, because you're like, should I stop now? No, I can find another piece of loot, or we should just do this last dungeon because I'll find this awesome shield or whatever. And you can also craft items too. That's something I learned from one of my friends who's been playing Diablo for a while, because I was selling all my magical items, and what you actually want to do is you want to take it to the guy who can craft items, and you can salvage those magical items, and you can get magical like building blocks, and then you can actually use those building blocks and some money that you know, gold and stuff, you have to pay the blacksmith, and he can make you really good weapons. So not only can you find them, you can trade with your friends, you can craft your own items at the forge. So very good job with the loot system. And then the last thing is the bosses. So every different act, every different section of this game has a major boss at the end. And I haven't played through all of them, but the ones I have played are so epic, so fun. The perfect difficulty level, at least for me. And it scales really well. I've played it by myself, or I've played it with a couple friends, and it always felt like we were having a little bit of struggle, but we always came through at the end. And it's really rewarding because you get tons of loot from those bosses, and it's just, I don't know, so rewarding to go this far away and then finally beat the boss, and they give you a nice cutscene. It's usually related to the story too. It's not just like a random boss that shows up and you have to kill. It's usually related to somehow related to the storyline, which once again, the storyline isn't the best, but it's still there. It's still pretty well done. So that's all I really wanted to talk about for Diablo 3. Those are kind of my first impression review of the game. Once again, if you guys want to check this game out on the PC for yourselves and don't want to drop the $60 to buy it right away, make sure you guys check out the trial version. You can play the game for free, I think up to like level 13 or something. You can only play with people who have the trial version as well, but still give you a feel for the game to see whether or not you want to pick it up yourself and whether or not you like it. And then you can if you know, think it's a game that's worth paying for. So thanks for watching the video. Hopefully it helped some of you guys out. If it did, feel free to give me a like or a favorite. And leave any comments down below what you guys think about Diablo 3. Are you guys enjoying it? Or are you guys just not going to pick it up? Or what have you? And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.